Want to control the game from the back and dominate possession like a pro in FC26? In this tutorial, I'll break down the keys to mastering build-up play. From play positioning, to passing patterns, to triggering smart off-the-ball runs. Whether you're struggling to escape the high press or in general just want smoother transitions, this is the guide for you. Let's get into it. So, in today's video, guys, I will be teaching you how you build up in the 4-2-3-1 formation. Let's jump into a few clips. So, the first sequence of this video will be how and what do I think about when I have the ball with my keeper, either from a goal kick or when the keeper has the ball in his own hands. In the background, we play a pro player called Koray, one of Germany's best pro players to ever play the game. And the objective when you play the 4-2-3-1 formation is to either decide you can go to the fullbacks, then you want to try to hit your winger, or go to the inside to the CDM. So you basically have two options, but it depends a bit on what the opponent is doing. So we're looking at the background. Starting off with the ball here from my center back, I can either decide, okay, I'm going to go to my fullback, then after the fullback, I can either go from the fullback into the CDM and then to the winger, or I decide to go from the fullback directly to the winger. Here we have the ball with Stam. In this sequence, I see, okay, I can actually play Mbappé through breaking this line between his Mbappé and Wirtz and start my attack from here. And when I get the ball with Nico Williams and I have a lot of space, the important thing is to send him making a run in behind, because he will push the opponent's defense down, and that's how we create more space for ourselves when we get the ball later on into our striker or the cam. So if we keep on playing it here, I send Nico in behind, I'm taking the space that he is creating behind him, and then I decide, here I'm going to slow down, now I get to Nico, and I'll probably go back to De Jong, and from here I can play, breaking the line basically. And then, later on here, I decide I get a really good attack out of this, L1 triangle to kill an Mbappé, and I manage to score. Basically perfect build-up. If we look at this once again, I break the line between, and breaking the lines is going to be the key in build-up in general on this game. So, I break the line here, I decide, okay, I can't really go forward. Here again, I'm breaking the line between De Jong and Reinders, and here again, I once again have Mbappé running, making a run in behind, L1 triangle, and he wins it to make it 6-4. In this game. So, in the background here, we have another kind of sequence. We were just in our penalty box, we managed to achieve the ball. And we play against a German pro player here called Levi Finn, one of the best to ever play in Germany, won the German championship last year, crowning him the best player in Germany. And he's very, very good at putting pressure. So, this is in the 4-2-3-1 formation, as I said. And the nice thing with having my two CDMs, first of all, is that they both have tiki-taka. So, I can play myself through pressure really, really well when the gameplay is a bit bad, like it is in champs, in rivals, whatever. But in the 4-2-3-1 formation, you want to look to try to go wide to the fullback, and then with the fullback, you decide, okay, either I want to go to the wing, or I play the CDM to be able to, you know, break through the opponent's team from there. So, as I said once again, the thing we're trying to achieve is we want to break through the opponent's lines. So here again then, I have a bit of space with Nuno Mendes. I'm doing a play lock, as you see with Kylian Mbappé, to basically try to bait him into thinking that I will do a pass to Mbappé. The thing I do then is that I just cancel the play lock afterwards, and I gained a lot more space here with Nuno Mendes. So, in this sequence, I can't really find Mbappé, so that's not an option. Reinders, totally open, basically means that I'm breaking the line through his Wirtz and his Reinders here, and then we can either, after that, break through the line between his Reinders and De Jong. So I managed to find Reinders. I still feel like now when he did an offside trap, I can't really, you know, if I play that pass either to Volmati or if it goes to Morgan, I have not a lot of time on the ball because I know he will be aggressive with his center back. So the thing I do, I'm just waiting, and see what's opening up. And if I can't find anything, that's when you try to go to either the fullback or just do a bit of left stick switching, because pressuring here on this game is very, very hard. So I'm just waiting for something to open up. I find a pass in between his Nico Williams and Reinders, and from here I see, okay, he is tracking back with Reinders, means that I'm sending Mbappé on a run, and I want to go wide after that. So if we look through that once again, Reinders finds a pass in between his Reinders and Nico Williams. I send Mbappé by pressing L1 towards him. He's making that run forward with his arm, but Morgan can't unfortunately play it in space. But overall, very, very good build-up and very, very good patience in around my own penalty box to try to, you know, make it up to his part of the field basically. And this will basically be schoolbook. So if we just keep on playing this whole sequence through, this is perfect build-up in the 4-2-3-1 formation. So, as I explained to you, we want to go wide. From here, I need to pause this. I either go Mbappé or I go to my CDM. I can play whoever I want to, even though he's covering off Mbappé pretty well. You can tend to, it just depends on what he's doing. If he is trying to tuck in Nico, then you go to Mbappé obviously, because then you can go wide, then you can try to find the middle. That's basically how we play this game. But if he's straight up covering off the winger all the time, means that your CDM or your cam will be open. So once again, I have the ball with Nuno Mendes. He's trying to track back with his Pina, I believe this is, to cover off Reinders. And from here, okay, I don't really feel like I have any options, which is fine. You don't need to pass the ball before he's coming at you. Now, he put his Reinders out of position. I saw he was trying to tackle me. He missed. Now, in my brain, it's basically, okay, Olle, now it's time to go, because his CDM or CM here, Reinders, is out of position, because he is playing a 4-4-2. So, we get the ball here with Mbappé. I do a play lock with Alex Morgan here to try to break the line in between, once again, Nico Williams and his right back, which I believe is Marcos Llorente. I get the ball here with Morgan. I see, okay, he's automatically switching to Saliba, which either he's going to fake step on me and he wants me to pass this, or he's going to go at me and try to get the ball. I guess the right thing, he's trying to go at me, he misses, and from this I have a golden opportunity, because I already sent my Mbappé on a run. You see at the top left corner he is running, but you also see that Morgan is running because she has her arm forward, and I also have De Jong and Nico Williams, so it's basically a 5v3 here from really good build-up. So I find basically no one. I decided, okay, I didn't really feel like I could have played anyone through. I could have gone wide to Mbappé and then tried to revert it back. Doesn't matter though. We find De Jong in great space. Here again though, he's moving the keeper to the first post. I probably should have shot this far post then, but overall, very good attack. Very good save from Mamadashvili. And if we look back at it once again from the goal kick, we basically understand, okay, we go wide. I could have already played Reinders here a bit quicker, but decided to have a bit of patience. He misses with the CDM. Okay, time to go. Sending Bonmati, sending Morgan, and then I see De Jong is actually making a great run in behind there. Unfortunately, he misses. But overall, very good build-up, using the width of the team to go from the wing into the middle and then try to be aggressive. So we talked a bit of how we want to approach it when we have the ball in our own half kind of way. Now I want to talk about what are we trying to look to do in around the halfway line towards the opponent's box, and also adding that kind of extra spice into it in around the box. What are we trying to achieve? So Morgan obviously misses this pass to Mbappé. He's a bit sloppy though with his Llorente. And the thing that I'm trying to basically do every time I get the ball with my wingers in the 4-2-3-1 formation is to try to go wide. Because when I go wide, I basically stretch out the opponent's team because of how the AI moves. Once the ball is on the left-hand side of the pitch, the opponent's AI will start to move over, which basically means that his whole team is moving over. And then later on, when I reach his kind of final third, kind of the corner flag, this is where I want to be aggressive, try to revert it back to the other side, because then the opponent's AI needs to move, and that's when it's easier to like speed up the tempo and try to score basically. So I go wide here with Mbappé. I basically try to go for the corner flag. I understand that he is also covering off that corner flag, which means that if you use the left stick a bit here, I can actually attack this space in between his Nico Williams and Llorente. He's covering it off pretty well, and it's good defending. But after this, he is rushing this pass to his Morgan or Pina. I think that's Morgan. Anyway, we go wide once again, like I just did with Mbappé. And from here, I see, okay, now I can take space. But I also am able to go in a bit early. Because on this game, if you try to cut inside from in around when the penalty box is starting, this is where you have a lot of good looks in this year's game, trying to cut in early. So I cut in early with Nico Williams. I managed to find De Jong. I know De Jong has tiki-taka in goal. So we play this first time pass to Bonmati. And Bonmati also manages to have technical in goal, which I'm going to use as much as I possibly can, because the technical goal this year, to me, is the best playstyle on the game at the moment. Using the technical goal is just too quick for Van de Ven, and I see, okay, at the back post, I don't have anyone in my mind. Okay, then I can probably drag Mbappé with a play lock towards the second post. I have an open net, and I scored to make it 4-1 in this game. But once again, when you could go for the corner flag again, like we did last year. We tried to do the Ollelito play, where we tried to go to the corner flag, revert it back to the CM, then into the cam or to the striker. But in this year's game, that works as well, but this is also very good, just as I said. Trying to cut in at the start of the penalty box. As I said then, CDM, first time pass into either your two strikers if you play a 4-4-2, or in a 4-4-1-1 if you play Shadow Striker, or in a 4-2-3-1 if you play Shadow Striker as well. Because if I have Playmaker on my cam in this formation, she or he won't get into the best positions, because Playmaker in general helps a lot with build-up. So if you're struggling with build-up, I would advise you guys to put Playmaker on your cam. But if you feel like you're struggling a bit with attacking and you don't really have a lot of options inside the box, Shadow Striker is the one for you, because Shadow Striker will let you be in these kind of pockets of spaces as I am with Aitana, and because of the great AI run with the Playmaker role, I managed to score in this game to make it 4-1. And I still wanted to show you guys one more clip of what are we trying to achieve in around the halfway line, because as I said, in around these kind of pockets of spaces, in the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-4-1-1, kind of the same formation. The only thing is the CDMs and CMs, obviously. A lot of times I try to look to break the line in between Llorente and Reinders here and do an L1 pass with Mbappé, so he's running in behind. The the thing that he is reading though, as you see, he is moving his center back up here because he expected me to pass it into the inside to be able to have Mbappé as a runner. So he is making that running behind while taking space in the middle. So I realized, okay, he is actually cutting this off, which means that I need to take space on the wing. He misses with the fullback, and now it's time to go aggressive. So when I can basically take this space, I want to take as much space as I possibly can. And once again, I talked about before, I want to go in a bit more early in around the penalty box, but if you manage to get into these kind of pockets of space with Morgan, basically in around the corner flag, you can still play for the Ollelito play like we did last year, which is basically we try to revert it back to either the winger, then into the CM, then into the striker, or CDMs if you play the 4-2-3-1 formation, of course, you get what I mean. Here to Mbappé. I see, I can actually break the line here between his Saliba and Llorente, as Saliba is out of position. Reinders manages to get this pass off here. Again, I could probably find this to Nico Williams. That pass dash should have probably gone to Nico Williams and I can finesse it. But I still decided to go to Mbappé. And from here, I kind of do it like we did last year. Trying to find the CM, get the ball into the box and try to revert it back from here. But once again, when I'm here, it's all about choosing the moment when to be aggressive. I do it very well, I think. I get into a very, very good spot. I should have just decided to be a bit more aggressive with Morgan, because that's when it's opening up that kind of space. Here with Morgan, I could have also maybe went on the outside, tried to go for like basically the far corner there on the outside of Llorente, or try to revert it back down to the corner flag and try again. But once you get into these spaces, it's super important. And my number one tip for you guys is to try to be as aggressive as you possibly can. Try to take the space, because if you just keep on recycling it a lot, the AI this year is actually better in terms of covering off that tight space in the middle and making it more compact. So when you have the chance in around the box, do your magic, do your thing, and just try to speed up the tempo, because that will actually make it harder for the opponent to defend. And then for the last tip, what are you trying to achieve, or what are my thought processes when I am basically in around the box or inside the box? To me, it's basically trying to keep it as simple as possible, because I play very, very simple FIFA. Yes, I know a few skill moves, but I'm not the type of guy that tries to skill my way past 6 or 7 players. So when I get the ball here with Morgan, I want to go for the Ollelito play once again. I want to speed up the tempo. So I'm basically going in around the penalty area where it's starting again, as you see here, trying to go in early. I find the ball to Nico Williams, and here again, okay, Ole, I want to speed up the tempo. I decide for myself, okay, now I'm going. Now I'm not going to regret anything that's happening, because it's the 45th minute as well, and we want to be aggressive. I find Morgan here with the first time pass to Nico Williams, and the thing I want to do here, if I can't really find a pass into the box, is to always try to revert it back to the CMs and then try to get the ball back into the box, because once you get the ball out to kind of the half circle here, that's when you, a lot of times, have very, very easy first time pass into the box. So I have the ball here with Reinders, and I can't really find anything here. I see, okay, I can maybe do a play lock to Mbappé, but I need to take the ball away from space. So I'm going to take the ball upwards towards where the space is. I'm going to fake a player lock, because, yeah, I want him to be able to think, okay, Ole is actually going to try to go in around the box now. But I'm waiting. I find this kind of threatening pass forward, but he actually intercepts it pretty well. After this, though, it's still the 45th minute, and I also notice that it's not an extra minute. So now I just decide, okay, now I need to go, because it doesn't matter if I lose the ball, the ref will blow for halftime anyway. So Reinders finds De Jong, first time pass, as I said, into Bonmati, and here is when I'm trying to look to be aggressive with that R1 dribbling that Bonmati manages to have in goal. And from this, Bonmati manages to get some space. Okay, I still feel like I can't really do anything here. He has basically 4 defenders very, very close to me. That's once again when I want to bounce it back to the kind of edge of the box and then try to get the ball into the box again. So you will see here, I get the ball to Morgan, right back into De Jong, to Mbappé. Okay, I feel like I can't really do anything here. This is kind of the corner play as we talked about last year, but I want to revert it back because I can't really do anything. I see that he is second man pressing with Llorente, but also trying to get Saliba over, and he's trying to be aggressive on me. So once again, I'm doing this kind of bounce back pass to De Jong. It's opening up to Bonmati, and when I'm finding myself into these kind of 1v1 situations, this is when I'm trying to be aggressive. So with Bonmati, I found Nico. I go back to Bonmati again, so he's basically need to switch a lot, and I speed up the tempo, so it's harder for him to defend. I see I can't probably shoot here because this will get blocked by Saliba or Van de Ven. So I decide I use a bit of left stick. Van de Ven and Saliba is gone. He's moving the keeper to the far post, but doesn't matter because Bonmati manages to have the low driven in white, which in the end of the day I scored to make it 5-2. But yes, this is a very, very complicated goal. This is a very, very hard goal to score. But the major thing that you should take from this is to try to speed up the tempo when you are in around the box. And once you have that opportunity to score with your cam, with your striker, take it. Especially if they have finesse shot or low driven, use these playstyles inside the box. You will score so many more goals in FC 26 just like this in the background. That's how you build up in the 4-2-3-1 formation in FC 26. Smart, precise, and always one step ahead. If this helped improve your playstyle, drop a like, don't forget to subscribe for more FC26 tips, tactics, but also gameplay breakdowns. If you got questions or want me to cover specific scenarios, hit the comments, I read them all. Until next time, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's Zlatan Road to Glory episode 1. See you then. Bye.